Last week was without a doubt the toughest week so far in this challenge. If you're new to the channel, about 4 weeks ago, I started a challenge where I am trying to grow a real personal $5,000 account to $10,000. Last week, I had only one opportunity that I decided to take, and it ended in a loss. But to be honest with you, it is part of the process, and in the end, I still consider it to be a good week because even though I finished it in the red, if you watched last week's episode, you know that I managed to avoid a lot of other potential losses. Right now, the account balance is sitting at $6,900, and this week I want to stay disciplined, focus only on high quality setups, and keep pushing towards that $10,000 target. And by the way, when I reach the target, if of course I'll be able to reach it, I'll be doing a giveaway to prop from accounts that you guys will be able to win. With that being said, let's see how this week goes. 5 minutes until 6 p.m. and I can say that I'm done trading for today. And real quick, I want to tell you guys why I'm ending the day at 6 p.m. because I know that some of you might be confused due to the fact that a time shift has happened in Europe, but in the United States, it will happen next week. This week, the stock exchange will open at 3:30 p.m. my time instead of 4:30 p.m. and the lunch hour will be at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. That's why this week I will be day trading between 3:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. my time, okay? And today the volume looked better than last week, but I saw a lot of indecision as well. So over here on gold, for example, price liquidated this low, it closed below it, and because I didn't see any other higher time frame confluences, I had to look left and identify the new valid low over here, and currently the price is in between, okay? It stayed in between for the whole session, and that was pretty much it with gold. On euro dollar, on the 1 hour, again, over here we can see the indecision that I was talking about. Valid low, valid high, price stayed in between. On GJ, price liquidated this high over here, but again, because I had no higher time frame confluences, I looked left and I identified the new high over here, and of course price stayed in between. US 30 over here, things are pretty clear. We have this valid high, valid low, price stayed in between. Same story on USHEF, same story on GU, and on Nasdaq, price liquidated this high, closed above it, and it's at a new all-time high. So I wasn't gonna take a sell from the all-time high. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the first day of this brand new week. I will see you guys tomorrow. I am back. It is Tuesday now and I'm done trading for today, and I am happy. I am happy because today was an active day. The volume looked a lot better, and even though I took a stop loss here on GU, I'm still happy about how today went. Of course, I'm still in this running trade here on euro dollar that's currently running in a $200 profit, more or less. Let me show you the settings once again, and of course let me show you the SL I took on GU over here. The first trade is because I entered with a market execution and then I closed it immediately because I wanted to enter with a buy limit, but it hit the stop loss. And why not, let's talk about this trade first. So on the 1 hour, it liquidated a very important low, this one over here, which was the lowest point of October. It gave a beautiful H1 sweep on it. And then on the 5 minute, it offered a very beautiful and aggressive shift right here with good looking bullish volume, good looking VVGs. Entry was on the second VVG, but we can see that it turned out to be a stop loss. And the second trade I took was this one on EU that is still running. On the 1 hour, it liquidated this valid high over here. It gave a beautiful H1 sweep confluence on it. Let me delete the question mark. And then on the 5 minute, I waited for the aggressive shift that came in right here. Very good looking bearish volume, good looking VVG, placed my entry on the VVG, also sent it in my community. And on that note, if you would like to join us to be able to work with me one-on-one, learn the day trading and swing trading strategy, and also gain access to the private group, feel free to apply for it by clicking the first link down below. Now the setup is playing, and for now I will leave it as is. Maybe soon I will decide to move the stop loss at break even since it's getting late soon. And of course, I will keep you guys updated. Okay, I will keep you guys updated with how this setup will play out. Tomorrow, though, we won't trade because we have the FOMC. So I'll be back on the charts on Thursday. Okay, till then, of course, I will let you guys know when this setup fully plays out, how it played out, and yeah, I will see you guys then. So I am already back, and I'm happy that I made the right decision. Right after I ended the previous update, when price was around here, I decided to move my stop loss at break even, and we can see that price decided to reverse. It stopped me out at break even, and it would have hit the stop loss over here. I moved it because it's already pretty late. I didn't trust the volume as much if it was to retrace and revisit my entry price, and that's why I decided to move it at break even. And now the balance is sitting at 6242.80. We'll show you right here. And of course, let me show you the settings once again so you can see that it is the real account. And yeah, that was pretty much it for today. It was a pretty rough day overall, but I'm happy about the fact that the volume looked a lot better, okay? And that's pretty important. And yeah, let's see how the markets will move from Thursday onwards. It is Wednesday now, and as you guys already know, I won't trade today because of the FOMC. However, I decided to sit down here and talk with you a bit about yesterday, because yesterday I made a mistake. I'm talking about the 2 trades I took yesterday. After the session ended, I decided to look back with the bar replay on the 2 trades I executed yesterday, and I noticed that I FOMO'd and I entered 2 trades that I normally wouldn't enter, okay? And I'm not trying to find any excuses here, but one of the reasons was because October was a pretty dry month in terms of the amount of opportunities. I'm not saying it was a bad month, it wasn't, because it's a profitable month, but it was a pretty dry month due to the fact that I had a low amount of opportunities. And you guys, the ones that follow this series so far, you guys already know what I'm talking about. Because of that, unfortunately, I FOMO'd yesterday and I took 2 trades, the one on Eurodollar and GBP/USD, trades I normally wouldn't take. Why do I say that? On Euro/USD, I took a trade that had no higher time frame confluences that was confirmed. I needed to wait for the beautiful H1 sweep to be confirmed, and only after I could have looked for an opportunity. And on GBP/USD, I never enter on the 3rd leg. Usually after I see a beautiful H1 sweep, I either want to see a first leg or a second leg break entry, and that's it. But yesterday I decided to enter on the 3rd one, which usually is too late for me. And again, I decided to talk with you guys about this because I'm sure that you have something to learn from it. Do you guys remember at the end of every single week, I always tell you guys, look back and revise the trades that you took, see if they were respecting the plan. And that's also something that I do every single week. And happily, this year so far, this was literally the first time when I FOMO'd and took trades that weren't according to my plan. And I'm happy that they played out the way they did, because if they would have been winning trades, I probably wouldn't notice it. And yeah, I made a mistake. I'm here to talk to you guys about it, to be transparent about it. But that being said, in my opinion, it's a mistake only if I keep repeating it. If it only happens once, that is a lesson. At least that's how I like to view it. And another reason I decided to talk with you openly about it is because like this, I'm sure that I won't repeat it. And yeah, on that note, we'll continue the series. We still have tomorrow and Friday, 2 trading days for this week. Days where we could have some opportunities, but again, I won't force any other setups. If I see something super good looking, I will take it, because during times like this, it is extremely important to be selective. If I don't see anything, I won't take anything. Okay, it will be that simple. And yeah, that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. And I am back on the charts now. It is Thursday now, and the stock exchange has opened 1 hour ago, and the volume is looking good today. A lot of opportunities, a lot of potentials. And here on NASDAQ, in my opinion, I think I just avoided a loss, and I will show you exactly what I mean. So on the 1 hour, we have this high, this low, price liquidated the low. It also entered this H4 demand and it reacted beautifully to it. And besides that, it also confirmed the beautiful H1 sweep confluence, because this candlestick here closed above this low, okay? Because of that, on the 5-minute, I was looking for a bullish shift that came in right here with really good bullish volume. This setup was looking very good, from the hard time frame confluences to the structure to the volume on the 5-minute. Very good looking VVGs as well, but 2 confluences were missing. The first one, it failed to close above this high. And the second one, even if it would have closed above, the entry would have been here on the second VVG, stop loss below the low. And check this out, the TP would have been past the opposite liquidity level, okay? And because of that, this wasn't a valid setup for me to take. And the way it looks now, in my opinion, there's a bigger chance for price to continue lower and hit the stop loss, then going back towards the upside. Okay. Besides this, on euro dollar, on the 1 hour, price liquidated this important low over here. It entered an H4 demand, and we can see that it reacted beautifully to it. And on the 5 minute, the price moved linear. Okay, it moved linear. It only formed a second leg now, but it's kind of too late because we already have these two VVGs that were formed. So I doubt that we'll have anything over here. Of course, there's still time. On USHEF, same story, but oppositely. On the 1 hour, it liquidated this high. It entered this H4 supply and it reacted beautifully to it. And on the 5 minute, again, linear move, 4 VVGs, already too late. Okay, we move on to US 30. It liquidated this high, entered an H4 plus H1 now supply because it went higher. So let me modify it, H1 plus H4 supply, and let me delete the H1 VVG. Perfect. And now on the 5 minute, I am waiting for a bearish shift. On gold, price liquidated this high over here. It entered an H4 supply, this one here, and it could also have a beautiful H1 sweep confluence. In 25 minutes, I'll find out for sure. But if this H1 candle will close like this, then yes, we'll have a beautiful H1 sweep confluence as well. And because of that, on the 5 minute, I will be looking for a bearish aggressive shift. And lastly, GJ and GU don't present anything interesting. GJ is in between. Same story with GU. This very high, this low here was liquidated, but due to the fact that I saw no higher time frame confluences, I had to look left and identify the new low. And I am done trading for today. I was able to respect my plan to the T, but I had no setups to execute. Over here on gold, the confluences were looking good. Beautiful H1 sweep on this high, reacted beautifully to this H4 supply, but on the 5 minute, it failed to give me a shift. On US 30, again, pretty good confluences, liquidated the high, H1 plus H4 supply. On the 5 minutes, some bearish volume entered the markets here and pushed it lower, but again, the structure didn't help me. No aggressive shift, no potential entry. Next up on NASDAQ, safe to say we avoided a loss here. Once again, this one was looking great in terms of higher time frame confluences, beautiful H1 sweep, H4 demand reacting from it. But again, on the 5 minute, no aggressive shift, no candle closure, and the TP would have been past the opposite liquidity level. Hence why I decided to stay on the sidelines. On euro dollar, here the structure and the volume didn't help me. It failed to give me a bullish shift. On USHEF, it was too linear, went linearly towards the downside and also formed 4 fair value gaps. And then we can see that the bearish volume slowed down anyways. And GJ and GU stayed in between for the whole entire session. So yeah, that was it for today. Tomorrow is the final day of this week. Hopefully we will have an opportunity, a valid trade to execute. And I was thinking now about this challenge, and if let's say November continues to be slow, towards middle of November, if I see that the markets are still slow, I think I might scale down to the 1 minute and start looking for entries on the 1 minute, because like this, there will be more opportunities and I will be able to speed up the challenge a bit because I don't want to prolong it too much. It's the week 5 now, not much since I started the challenge. The progress is still pretty okay, but I'm not happy with the number of setups and with the volume. Hence why if this continues, I will scale down to the 1 minute. I will literally follow the same exact strategy, same exact rules, only look for quality A+ setups, but the entry will be on the 1 minute because like that, I'm sure that we will have more opportunities. But anyways, I will keep you guys updated if I will decide to do that. And I will see you all tomorrow. It is Friday now and the volume is looking very, very good. The stock exchange has opened 30 minutes ago and I already have some potentials. Over here on USHEF, I'm waiting to see whether I will have a valid setup or not. On the 1 hour time frame, we have this low here and this valid high over here was liquidated, and price gave me a beautiful H1 sweep on it because it closed below. Because of that, on the 5 minute, I went and looked for a shift. Over here, it liquidated these two highs. It gave me a shift over here, but due to the fact that it didn't close below, I'm not looking to enter yet. My entry would be here on the second VVG, but I need to wait for a full body closure below this low for me to know that this is a valid setup to take. Moving forward on gold, over here, I think I might have avoided a loss. So on the 1 hour, we have this high, this low, the high was liquidated, and once again, we have a beautiful H1 sweep on it. On the 5 minute, price gave an aggressive shift over here, and I placed my entry here, the sell limit, but I decided to lead it because first of all, the price went pretty far away without tapping us in. Second of all, I didn't like the fact that the VVG was kind of small. And third of all, price reacted pretty impulsively to this 5-minute demand and came back with some strength, and therefore I decided that it's best to sit on the sidelines on it. And to be honest, the way it looks now, I think it's a much bigger chance for price to climb higher, liquidate the high where the stop loss would have been, than going back down and smashing the TP over here. Okay, next up, euro dollar is in between, liquidated this low here, I know, but due to the fact that there were no higher time frame confluences, I had to identify the new low. Nasdaq is also in between, US 30 also in between, almost liquidated this low here but failed. GJ liquidated this low here, but again, due to the fact that there were no confluences on the higher time frames, I looked left and I identified the new low, and same exact story on GU as well. Okay, liquidated this low over here, but then I looked left and I identified the new one. So for now, I will focus on USHEF to see whether it's going to give me a valid setup. The way it looks now, the chances are smaller for it to offer me a setup, because from here, I doubt it will come back down and close below. But of course, I will keep you guys updated. And real quick, I want to show you guys that the balance is still at $6,240. Let me show you the settings so you can see it's the real account. And yeah, let's see how today will unfold, and I will keep you guys updated. So we do have a valid trade today. Entered this buy here on euro dollar. On the 1 hour, it liquidated this very important low. Let me show you this one over here, a major low on the 1 hour. It also gave a beautiful H1 sweep on it, because as we can see, it closed above beautifully. Besides that, we also have this daily VVG confluence, and on the 5-minute, we can see that price broke structure over here with some really good volume, in my opinion. And then I entered on this VVG. I of course sent the trade in my community as well. And right now it smashed the first target, and soon I might move the stops at break even. Let me show you that I'm actually in the trade. Okay, let me show you the settings once again. But of course, I will keep you guys updated on how I'll decide to play around with this trade. On USHEF, we didn't enter here because it gave a aggressive shift. It gave a shift, but due to the fact that it was a weak one without a full body closure, I didn't enter here, and it would have been a break even. But again, it wasn't a valid setup. Yes, it had a pretty beautiful H1 sweep on that high, but on the 5-minute, it failed to close below here. On gold over here, we already know the story why I didn't enter, and to be honest, I don't regret it because I don't really rate the price action. On Nasdaq, price is still in between. Same story with US 30, same story with GJ, same story with GU. So probably the only setup for today will be this one here on euro dollar, but of course I will keep you guys updated. Yes guys, TP was hit. What a beautiful way to end the week. I'm super happy. The balance is back above $7,000. Let me show you the history, the trade that I closed in profit, and the settings once again, so you can see that it's the real account. What a setup. I was pretty annoyed here when it was around the entry price and I was debating whether I should close it or not, but I decided to hold it, and on this candlestick, I decided to move my stops at break even, and right afterwards the TP was hit. So yeah, what a week, what a roller coaster it was this week, but at the end we can see that we finished it with the right foot, and it was a profitable week after all. And yeah, I really hope you guys had something to learn from this video, and I really think that you did, especially with how Tuesday went, with how today went. It was a more active week than the previous one, for example. And yeah, I'm glad that the volume seems to be back. I'm looking forward to see how next week will look like. And of course, I will continue with taking the setups on the 5-minute, maybe towards middle of November. If I notice that the volume is again pretty low, that's when I would probably scale down to the 1-minute to make the process a bit faster. But of course, I will keep you guys updated. Make sure you are subscribed to not miss out on the future episodes. Let me know down below what you thought of this video and of the series so far. And till the next one, if you guys want to see a more psychology type of video where I talk about my journey from the start to the present moment, you can feel free to watch the video that will pop on the screen now. That being said, I want to wish you all the best and take care.